revenue report showing hours and dollars, can we get a comparison or actuals? So comparison, plan, forecast.
For plans and for costs and revenues?
Yes.
Yeah, so for costs, for expenses, you've got the capability to have budget, plan, actual, forecast, commitment, just the usual suspects. Within revenues, obviously you get your planned revenues and you get your actual revenues, and you've got the capability to have forecast revenues. Now all that information exists as financial views in the system. You configure them and you point them to the appropriate GL account, cost element group in the back end, and that will all flow into PPM and then up into BW. You can also see it in these side panel reports. I didn't focus on that today, but definitely its costs and revenues are prevalent across the entire system.
Yeah, definitely the dashboards, you can change those columns to what you wish to see as well when you first log in.
I do have another portfolio set up for revenues, but I don't want to be switching portfolios. Maybe at the end I might switch.
Yeah, we got a few more questions here to go through.
A question about uploading resources and roles from Excel. There is good integration between PPM and the Microsoft Office suite throughout. There's very powerful integration between PPM and Microsoft Project to export and import entire projects. Now, obviously you don't want to be creating roles from scratch in every project. That's just too much of an administrative burden. You can import from spreadsheets. There are utilities to import roles and even staff roles from spreadsheets. But there's an easier way to do it than that. So you can definitely do it that way. But if I go into project management, let me take a project. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Resources tab, and I can actually include roles. And I can include entire roles from a template. Okay. So when I include a role, I can include a series of roles. So there's functionality to include roles, there's functionality to import roles, but I would recommend you set the roles up in your templates. And then you take the next biggest template, the template that's larger than you need, and you just delete the roles that you don't require. In many ways you can skin that proverbial cat. Excel spreadsheets is one, but it's not necessarily the one I would recommend because there's easier ways to do it.
Yeah, typically what I've seen, Tom, is you tie that to an item type, a project type to that template for C projects, correct?
Correct, yeah, and that's all done in the configuration in the back end as well. So the users, they see it, the templates point to the appropriate projects and the appropriate items. They don't have to worry about choosing the right template.
Okay, we've got time for probably about two more. Okay. Here's a good one. Do you have to use BW with PPM?
No, you don't. Most companies do, but some companies who actually just want to go live, for example, the 7-week go live, and we're not using BW in that scenario. So you can get by with the reports that are available within PPM, especially in 5.0. But ultimately, you want to activate BW at some point. But you can certainly get by without BW if you want to just do a quick pilot.
Excellent, thank you. And the last question is, can you use SAP PPM for operations and production support or enhancements with projects? Can you do operational tracking?
Yeah, I mean, you saw Ian's slide earlier on with regard to the different types of portfolios that are managed. So typically what happens is companies implement PPM for the portfolio need that's the burning need within the company. In this case, it could be IT, it could be capital projects, it could be product development. But within then, you can certainly set up many variations within those specific portfolios. So it doesn't just need to be projects. You could do your overheads, your production support. A lot of companies, they set these up as one-liners at the start of the year, really just to consume resource, consume cost, and to give you a 100% view of your entire portfolio.
Yep, thank you, Tom. I think that's it for questions. If there's more that gets submitted here in the next couple of minutes while we wrap up, we'll definitely address those with each participant. Right there. So we have a few webinars, as we mentioned earlier, as Ian and Tom and myself have all touched on. We do have several more PPM webinars this year. We have 3 more coming up in April, July, and October. And invites will be sent out to those. We are looking at these dates tentatively. We'll firm that up. We also have 4 additional webinars specifically toward PLM, which will be March, June, September, and December. And we'll definitely see those advertised on GyanSys.com, and hopefully you'll also get invited the same way you got invited to this one. Again, any questions, go ahead and please submit those. Also, I'll show you a contact slide that you can get a hold of Tom or myself or anyone at GyanSys, including Ian Strain at SAP. So, well, that ends our webinar. I want to thank to our speakers, Ian and Tom, for giving us their time today and their willingness to share their information and expertise. Also, a big thanks to all the participants. We're very glad you could join us. We hope this session was informative to you. Our GyanSys team will be sending an evaluation out to all of you. Also, we'll let you know when this webinar will be posted on GyanSys.com. And we would appreciate it if you take a few moments when it arrives to fill it out so we can continue to improve and add value to our community. We're definitely big participants in ASUG, as you've seen earlier. Anytime you have further questions, please feel free to contact us. GyanSys is always here to help you with any questions you may have. Thank you and have a great day. This concludes our webinar.